Welcome to Sideline Theory. We are here with Brandon Cheatham, Michael Lane,
and Zach
Chapman.
What's up?
Ooh.
Zach is in the house.
Dude, you're a football guy?
Sometimes.
Who's your team, man?
That's a loaded question. My team geographically is the Atlanta Falcons.
Rise up.
Your
Rise
team
up.
is the Atlanta Falcons.
My team is the Atlanta Falcons.
Who's your side chick?
My side chick is 100% unashamedly the Los Angeles Rams,
Oh!
who I picked to win the Super Bowl 2 years, maybe soon 3 years in a row.
Ooh.
You'll be right.
And then 4, 5, 6, 7 with Ty Simpson as a quarterback, right?
Back to you,
the Super Bowl
Brandon.
forever.
Yeah, I mean we're overpowering Mike here with the Falcons vibes. But yeah, we were just reminiscing before we started here the Michael Penix draft. So
Ooh.
you know, when you don't have a first round pick, there's a lot less to talk about.
It's very true.
Yes, the Falcons did not have, but they did get to draft a brother of a player. So, just fantastic for you guys.
Yeah. I don't hate
And then
it.
your first round pick is not going to face jail time because he has to just do some rehab.
So that's the true win. Yeah, that's the true win for him.
Apparently, that's how Atlanta
And
and
for
Georgia
us.
people do it. Just
Hey, man,
commit
whether you're a
crimes.
Georgia Bulldog or an Atlanta Falcon, it's you and the law. There's just
Well, and you guys drafted Zachariah Branch, great get, explosive, and the very next day he gets arrested. So, what do you guys have to say for yourselves as Falcons?
age-old story of players being okay humans.
Solid. Brandon, are you glad coming out of the draft, looking at your Falcons?
Yeah, I like what they did with what they had available. I know we joke, but the thing with James Pierce, and I'll preface with, I hope he actually helps himself because some pretty severe charges. The fact that he's basically going to get a mulligan is incredible for his life. I mean, at one point we were talking probably multiple years in prison.
Yes.
So from that standpoint, because hopefully that will pan out, I'll feel less bad about commenting on the football aspect. But yeah, I mean, he led all rookies in sacks last year. If he's gone, you go, well, we don't have a first-round pick and it's all for nothing. If he has a chance to play, I assume after a lengthy suspension regardless.
Sure.
I think it's a win there. And then whatever they had remaining, I really do like what they did. I was pretty high on Zachariah Branch. Have been since he was at USC. He's just explosive.
Yeah. And
he's a better receiver than what we've had in the explosive category in Atlanta in a few years. And I think, pairing that with the guys on the offensive side, but also like the Harold Perkins pick as well from what we just mentioned. Superstar at LSU as a freshman. And then he got hurt, but they also bumped him to play inside back or some. And it just wasn't. I don't know why.
Here's the question: when we're talking about Atlanta, but obviously with both you guys here, so you Zachariah Branch, James Pierce, Harold Perkins in the 6th round, great get. Are these the guys who, if they're on the team, you don't lose a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, very easily, absolutely, yes.
That makes you feel better as a Falcons guy.
I think that if James Pierce was there, we'd have a better chance of not losing. 28-3 lead.
Solid.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you just ended at Bijan. If that's the guy getting the rock, we'd probably run it a few more times like we should have.
Bijan Robinson, Devontae Freeman.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, true. And so outside of Atlanta, do you guys have any other just immediate main? I know we're going to hit a lot of stuff, but just any immediate takeaways other than Atlanta? Maybe Atlanta is the number one takeaway. It seems like Atlanta has the least, I think I texted you this, the least fan base in the National Football League. I just don't no one. They get no national coverage. No one cares,
which
what
is
they do or
so
don't
weird based on the geography of NFL teams in the Southeast, which is why college football is such a big thing. But you have to win, man. Especially when the fan bases are potentially drawing from other states as well. If you don't win, and it all trickles. I just feel like Georgia is such a college-based state. I mean,
100%.
the number of universities in this state when it comes to football and high school football
who are good.
That
you
it's
even had a Georgia State guy get drafted.
Yeah, so
that's wild.
Yeah, I mean, fandom, I think typically you have people that are NFL people or college people, and when you're from a state like Georgia, it's easier to root for the teams that are always in the hunt, at least, as of late.
What's your storyline? Brandon?
So my storyline, I will just say, just overall, the draft, I was really thrown off by a lot of picks, especially in the
100%.
first round. And it's not so much that players aren't good enough to go where they went, but there were just a few things that like were head scratchers to me. Just a couple that jump right off, just like the top of my mind. I don't love the Jeremiah Love pick at 3. I personally think that running back is a very luxury pick. I didn't really love when the Falcons did it, other than being a fan and being like, oh, that's the cool, shiny, bright thing. To me, a running back, especially you're talking in the top 10 of a draft, is less than ideal, because if you're in the top 10 of a draft, you shouldn't. Running back's not what you need.
100%. You're rarely a running back away unless you are truly a running back away. In that case, you're nowhere near the top 10 in the draft. And like I brought up last week, most successful running back picks even happen 6 through 10, definitely not 1 through 5. You're going to end up like Saquon. And like my immediate thought was, hey, Jeremiah Love's career starts in 4 years once he gets traded. Now, I've come around and I like what Carolina did after they drafted a guard in the second round to help get that inside pressure. I do think the LaFleur brothers going to help bring a system. He's coming from your Rams. And so definitely going to bring a run scheme that I think Jeremiah is going to do pretty well in. I don't think there's any – I mean, obviously Seattle's defense is pretty great. I don't know of any crazy interior linemen. So they're in San Fran, Seattle – and who's the other NFC West team? Why am I tripping?
Seahawks?
Seattle, San Fran, the Rams. There you go.
Rams, yeah.
And so I think that Jeremiah could get some yardage. I do think it's a little bit of an Ashton Genty situation where it's like they're getting him, and then most likely the Cardinals are drafting top 5, 10 next year.
So maybe that's the grand scheme. Yeah, if you're a top 3 pick next year, when you got some other guys that you can add to it,
it's just.
I mean, the Falcons did that multiple years in a row.
Yes,
but I
with
think
Kyle
you've got to. I
Pitts
think you've
and
got to earn the right
Bijan.
to draft a running back, and it's just not. That's not the route. That's not the route that I would see. I would see a team like the Rams who ends up with a pick based on some trades, who can now move up and go get the missing piece. It would have been like the Chiefs this year. Everything falls correct. They don't sign Kenneth Walker. Maybe they trade up 3 picks to go grab that guy because he genuinely might be the missing piece. But I don't love that. The other one that was weird is the Rams. Ty Simpson to the Rams. Now, I'm a guy who advocated that there were certain teams that I thought should take a chance on him in the first round. Those are teams that don't have proven quarterbacks. Apart from McVay being like super weirded out, it seemed, and I think part of that is his alliance and allegiance to Matt Stafford and not trying to seem too excited about.
If you listen to Todd McShay said that he's acting and he deserves an Emmy. That Todd McShay has inside information and he's just acting.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense to me. You're a game away. You're a play away.
You could argue you're a player away, and the player away was a weird last name guy from Seattle defensive guy. And that's a guy who you could have drafted last year, but you traded the pick from Atlanta. So you could argue you're a player away.
Yeah. Go get a guy who can help you next year. Who can help you. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe you draft a top 5 guy or a top 13 guy and he's a bust.
Is Ty and Zach as being a Rams guy, is Ty a pick of McVay, please don't retire when Stafford's done. Here's Ty Simpson, a young guy, so we're not in purgatory. Is this a McVay, please don't leave us pick? Yes, no.
I don't think it's a McVay, please don't leave us pick. I think that it's based on what I've seen and heard, and please correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like
we can do whatever we want.
Seems like a little bit of inside connection nepotism pick.
Yes, definitely.
Whereas the general manager is closer to Ty's dad. Because I think as a 1-year starter, regardless of where you played and how you performed, being drafted that high by the Rams.
Let me name some people. You tell me, would you want them on the Rams this year over Ty Simpson? Reuben Shortarm Bain Jr.
Yes.
You'd want him? Yes. Even though no one with his arm length is good?
Yes.
Okay.
I have eyeballs and I watched Miami Hurricanes last year.
Akeem Mesidor, another DN from Miami.
Yes.
We could even – I'll go down I don't know. Mekhi Lemon, the receiver from USC. Would you have been okay with him drafting a receiver?
Yes.
It is hard. I agree with Brandon of a different player would help them this year.
Yep.
Like even when Green Bay took Jordan Love or when Green Bay took Aaron Rodgers, it's hard because, especially with Green Bay, I don't think that they were like a play away from the Super Bowl like the Rams are. It is especially from a guy who says F them picks.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. It's a very intriguing decision. You could make a case that Trent McDuffie was their first round pick.
Sure.
And so they're taking a future pick after. But I do think they're still the Super Bowl favorites. So it's like, would they be in a much better position draft? Sure. It is a crazy pick.
Here's the other thing, dude. Trade back.
Oh,
if Ty
100%.
Simpson's the guy,
He's
no
gonna
one's
be there.
picking Ty Simpson.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, another quarterback
would've
didn't go
been
off the
there.
board
Get another pick and
until
still take
the
him.
third round.
My whole thing is I got to look through the lens of if I'm a player on this team, not that I'm Matt Stafford. If I'm any player on this team, our ownership and general management group is saying to us, they are not going to invest our biggest asset in the offseason, the number 1 overall pick this year, in a guy that can help us. Because the hope is that Ty Simpson doesn't touch the field. Because if he does, something crazy happened. So it's just hard to justify that. And here's the other thing. You can go down the early list later on the quarterbacks that will be available in the next few years. Even the middle of the pack guys, I think I would rather have other than Tyson on the sheer like their physical stature alone.
Yep.
So especially when you're in a system with McVay, who can take a guy from good to great, you don't have to draft just super confusing to me. Go get a piece somewhere to help you next year.
Yeah.
And I fear what's going to happen is, however the season ends up, if they don't win it all, you're going to start going down the list and looking at these other guys, like a Ruben Bain or a Akeem
like, if they're on
Mesidor,
the
and go,
team.
yeah, hey, if you plug that guy there, right? And that's the part that's so weird about the NFL is, if you genuinely have a chance to go win it all, usually you're pushing all your chips to the center, which they did when they won it all.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're not doing that, it just feels weird. And then you add in the whole fact of supposedly never met McVay beforehand, Ty Simpson, that is. The general manager and Ty Simpson's dad go way back.
It's just weird.
He was the one, they say it's a committee, it's normal, but like the GM was the guy that said, yes, you should enter this draft.
They ended up taking a tackle in the second round. They took the Ohio State tight end, and then they drafted our guy, who I was CJ Daniels, a receiver from Miami, went to them, I think, in the 6th round. And he was like one of the 3rd or 4th pick overall. So I think CJ is going to be on the team and producing. And so do you feel better or worse about the Rams than you did today than you did Wednesday before the draft? Like, does the Ty Simpson pick change how you're going to pick them to, like, you've picked them to win the Super Bowl 2 years in a row? Are you different now coming out of the draft because of the Ty Simpson pick? Or are you still, hey, they're my pick to win the Super Bowl? Most likely.
Yeah, I would say no, it doesn't change. I don't think it improves or decreases, to your point. And I think that the frustration is it could have improved.
Sure.
But I agree. No, it doesn't change it. Because really, once they got McDuffie, they plugged the biggest hole that they had on their team.
Yes.
And so now they're just drafting depth in all these different positions throughout the draft. They just started with a reach at quarterback.
Because you could argue that Stafford being older, this is the best insurance you could have. I could also see, are they better off right now than they were on Wednesday before the draft? No. But they could be safer than they were. They're still, again, the Super Bowl favorites. And you could argue, are they more likely to win the Super Bowl 3 years from now after the draft? You can make the argument of yes, because they do have a first-round quarterback on their team. So I could see that that's maybe where they're going.
So the saying is, you're either getting better or you're getting worse.
Yeah.
And the fact that we can't say they're getting better, you're getting worse. Stagnation is not good in the NFL, or any league for that matter. I do think this has weird ability.
Immediately.
You're right, man. Rams, you suck.
Weird. This has a weird ability to impact guys' mental who aren't Matt Stafford, because the guys go, if they're not even holding off on Matt Stafford, what are they doing about me?
Sure.
That plays a huge part. Not to mention, there are a number of guys I can think you're going to lose potentially before Stafford. Like Devontae Adams could be gone before Stafford.
Puka Nakua's gone now.
So
could be.
Go get a piece. Here's the other part that we haven't even talked about. If you're a quarterback in the NFL and you got a place that you can go pick, McVay and the Rams have to be on that list. Sure. It just, you got to pick someone that can help you this year. You're getting better.
It's
you're
a
getting
weird
worse.
spot. I'll go to. You can go.
Before you do, I just have to say the greatest part of the whole Ty Simpson thing is, did y'all hear the draft call? When he talked to Sean McVay, and he says, "Coach, we're gonna
make history.
We're gonna make history." Coach, he goes, "Yeah, no,
yeah." It's like I already won the Super Bowl. Stafford's an MVP. I agree. That comment was weird. Like McVay definitely didn't co-sign. Let's go make history. It's like, what history are you gonna do?
Also, go Canes. But I'm not super convinced Ty Simpson's an upgrade over Stetson Bennett. Other than, the off-the-field stuff. On the field, Stetson Bennett's a multiple national championship winner with poise, more athletic.
That Georgia team that's the last
but
of the
I would say
teams.
Even the reps and the game knowledge and leading teams in big moments, all of that experience helps him and puts him way above Ty Simpson, 100%, because he's a one-year starter.
All I'm saying is that's arguable.
It's crazy.
You're drafting a backup.
I'll go to another team that I think had a crazy take. I love Cam Ward, obviously, and so I'm a big Titans guy. The Carnell Tate pick.
I'm with you on that.
It's rough to me, man. It is a rough pick because I think it's worse than the Jeremiah Love pick because the Titans have their quarterback. I said on the pod, Zach, I don't think you've heard it. Protection brings production. If you're not protected, you can't have production and leading to protection. No, you're going to get murked out there. I'm worried for Cam Ward's health. Now, granted, they did draft a guard in the next round and a sneaky pick. They got Coogan, the Indiana center, in the late rounds, and so they have a winning player. They've tried to refortify that line. But taking Carnell number 4, I agree that they had a ton of – there's nobody spectacular on the Titans that a casual fan could name. I hear that. But, man, you're going to get Cam hurt before he can get Carnell the ball. Like, one of our friends was trying to justify the pick in a text, and it's just like, bro, like he's not going to get Carnell the ball because he's going to be on his butt. He's going to be Joe Burrow before they fix that line. Joe had to snap his knee in half. Not before they had to put any resources towards the line. And so I like the Titans. Everyone loved Saleh and Dayball going there. Everyone did to a man, thinks it's great. But I do not love Carnell going number 4. He wasn't even the best player on that team. Jeremiah Smith is the best receiver on that team. And so I am worried for the Titans' direction. And then they drafted Kedrick Falk, trading back into the first round. And so I'm not in love with their direction. I wish that they would have gone offensive line for protection there,
and they had the chance to go Kane on Kane. Like they had to bring a Kane in to protect the guy at quarterback.
Yes, you could have brought CC in.
Here's what I know this has been reported as pretty much a done deal. We're just waiting for June to roll around. Could you not trade that pick for A.J. Brown? Would you not rather have him? I mean, I think they can afford him.
A.J. came back to Tennessee. I mean, he's from Tennessee.
I mean, that's back when Vrabel was doing whatever he was doing in Tennessee. So maybe it's different, right? But that's kind of how I look at it as I go, like, are there guys you can go get right now that can help you more than an incoming rookie that isn't Jeremiah Smith?
Yeah.
And give that pick up. So I know it's cheaper and younger, so I get that aspect. But, yeah, I just wasn't huge on Carnell Tate in general. We'll see. He didn't separate a ton from the stuff that I saw, and I think he's going to struggle.
I just don't know if you're going to – and Marvin Harrison Jr. was supposed to be a generational talent, and Zach – what's your thought on Marvin Harrison Jr.? Drops.
Mid-tier drops.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just inconsistent.
And
very inconsistent.
It's like if you're going to reach, at least wait for next year with Jeremiah Smith coming out.
Yeah.
And so I'm not in love with the pick. I am a little worried for the direction of them. I do love Caleb Downs going to the Dallas Cowboys. If I can switch it to the Cowboys draft, them getting Downs, and then they got Malachi Lawrence is a reach. It has a lot of physical skill sets. The DN from Central Florida, but getting Downs into that system. They've also got Rashawn Gary. I mean, they basically switched Micah for like 5 players.
Yeah.
And so and with Micah, they were considered the worst defense one of the worst defenses in the league.
Yep.
And so they traded Micah basically for 5 different players. And so I like the direction of the Cowboys. I think they're sneaky win the division team.
Yeah, I mean, with that offense, it's hard to argue. And I think Caleb Downs, I mean, you don't even have to list the rest of the guys on this list. You got Caleb Downs in a system where he's going to help everyone else around him, and maybe some of that resurgent cornerback play from when they were competitive and trying to make a run a few years back. Also like LT Overton from Alabama.
Yes.
As a late pickup in the 4th round. So yeah, I don't hate what they did there. I didn't watch a ton of Malachi Lawrence, being a small school guy. So if he can pan out, I think he's got the right guys around him on the roster to help him come along. So yeah, I'll be interested to see. I won't be picking them to win the division, but I'll be interested to see
anybody else
how they finish up.
Stick out to you? Anybody? We can always hit Mr. Short Arms.
Go ahead. We all know you want to.
No, I mean, you tell me. Would you have taken Ruben Bain in the should Ruben Bain be playing football? Because obviously people with his arm length apparently shouldn't be allowed to play. Yeah, have no shot. They're not going to be good. So it's like, should he just mail it in and go switch to shot put? I don't know. Like, should Ruben Bain play football anymore? I guess is the question I want to ask the table.
Yeah,
I think he should continue.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good.
Yeah,
he's gonna be okay. I think for every
rule, if you're confused, I'm wearing the shirt. I'm 100% Ruben Bain guy, but just the conversation around it has been, to me, atrocious.
Yeah,
it's easy to side with it.
Sure.
Because here's the thing: the guys that go, "Hey, his arms are too short,"
and that's it.
10 years from now, if he's an All-Pro and he has a 12-sack season, 15-sack season, no one, because everyone is saying his arms are too short. No one's going to have to eat crow because everyone's in the same boat.
You know what's crazy? I watched him all year. Everybody did, the whole nation. We have a friend who is super anti-Ruben and just, hey, it's not going to work. His arms are too short. I can pull up texts from that man when Ruben Bain destroyed the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who think that they should have been in the playoffs, although Miami beat them, saying Ruben Bain is incredible. I watched every single snap of the University of Miami this year. They went to the national championship game. Ruben Bain was considered the best player on that team. Not once did someone bring up his arm length. Not once. And so I get it when you're saying, the NFL is a different game. Is it going to translate? It's just at a certain point, man, you got to trust your eyes. And that's what you get paid to do. And so him falling to 15, I think, is the best value anybody got in the draft. He is a top 10 production at a position that's the most important position other than quarterback, because he's paid to go get the quarterback. And so I think it's a great value for Tampa Bay. I love the pick by them.
You know, I'd be very interested in this. If the media outlets, and I know like it would make less to talk about, so it'll never happen. If metrics and times and measurables and how high you jumped and how fast you ran the 3-cone drill, and if that was all only available to these NFL franchises and didn't leak, I'm very curious about the talking heads on what would happen, because here's the same thing. These guys are like, his arms are too short because it's a number on a page that they've seen, and you can go back, well, the last 15 years. If there are no numbers,
and you just watch the game.
Yeah. What's the
Zach?
take?
You watch you and your wife came over to watch nearly every Miami Hurricane playoff game. Mm-hmm. What was your take on a Ruben Bain?
My take was, when the Hurricanes were down, I would just say 3-4 every single time.
When you needed to play,
that man made it. He was going to get it, and that's what my eyes told me.
Would you be happy as a Falcon fan if that man had fallen to you somehow?
I'm pissed, quite frankly, as a Falcons fan, that he's in
the division.
Yes. So, but neither of my good left-handed quarterbacks will have a chance.
I'm curious. Here's a question I had that I thought of today. You're the Bengals, and the draft fell exactly like it did.
You could have drafted.
Would you rather have the 10th pick in hindsight?
That's what I was. Would you rather have Dexter Lawrence, who's 3 years from now, Dexter Lawrence, who's 30, or 23-year-old Ruben Bain? and you're not paying him on the rookie deal. It's like,
or if you're the Bengals, would you have actually taken Ruben Bain,
or would you
have just,
or would you have freaked out and drafted Mekhi Lemon,
like Kenyon Sadiq
receivers?
Yeah,
Kenyon
Sadiq. Another weapon.
Oh gosh, Burrow's gonna have a
Ty Simpson. I'm kidding.
And so I think it's easy to say at this table we're all on board with the pick. It's hard when like again, the empirical data. If Ruben doesn't do well and you drafted him, your owners come into the GM saying, "Hey, you had all this data. Why'd you take him?" So I get it that it's a quote unquote reach, but with your eyeballs,
but let the GM do it because he's going to be the guy sitting in front of the owner, not any of us.
Yeah.
So if you watch all the games and you never got the list that had his measurables on it, none of us would know he has short arms.
Yeah, and you would think it'd be wild for him not to go top 3.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Any other?
I do want to mention the Saints.
Thoughts? Yeah, go for it.
And again, like to your point, the Bucs I think had a good draft. I'm a homer, so I like Ruben Bain and Keontae Scott. The Saints also had a very good draft in my opinion. I think probably the best draft in the division, if not the Falcons. Jordan Tyson is a guy I know he's injured.
To me, I like the Panthers draft more than the Falcons draft. Getting a great tackle and an edge, like I like the Panthers draft a lot.
Get it. You're a hater.
I mean, I'm not a hater. I like the. I think the NFC South. The fact that it's debatable is interesting. Mm-hmm. I think the South in and of itself has a chance to be one of the best divisions in football, which is so weird for the NFC South. Yeah. But
I'll say that my Saints. The reason that I think they have the best draft in the division is the upside. If these guys pan out, they took some risks. They took Jordan Tyson 8th overall. Christian Miller was great at Georgia. Oscar Delp was great at Georgia, just never featured. I'm curious to see the Georgia to NFL translation for tight ends if that happens. Between those 3 guys, I think they knocked it out of the park. And then they got Sonny Styles' brother, so maybe he can convince him to come over in free agency in a few years. I really hope they don't pan out as a Falcons fan, but the Jordan Tyson one really kind of scares me. Opposite Chris Olave, when we have
you got the brothers. We got the brothers on lock.
We have a cool story at quarterback, but I will say with Avion, I believe is his name.
Avion, yeah.
Not super impressed with everything I saw at Clemson.
It's hard to measure anything that Clemson did because they just vastly underachieved all throughout.
So I'll say this: I think he has good instincts. I do love the brother story. They're both Georgia guys. They played at Westlake, so they're from Atlanta. That's got to be super cool. And we can know for a fact he did not tamper. So, other than that, though, I'm very worried about the receiver.
Both of you as Falcons guys, which team are you most concerned about in the NFC South? You got Panthers, Bucs, Saints. Gosh, all 3 are great. As I'm thinking about it, it's like, man, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'd probably say Bucs, good. Just quarterback.
Baker, adding Ruben, getting younger.
To the same point is, and again, you could say this about the whole league, but I'm thinking about the NFC South particularly. All have had pretty good drafts. All have teams that are improving, different things. But if you look at the division and you go, okay, the quarterback situation, I think the division's like being one of the best divisions of football this year. This division is like most is going to rise and fall on the quarterback play.
100%.
And when I put the 4 quarterback situations on a piece of paper, I take Baker number 1. And so I agree with you that I think the Bucs are the ones I'm most worried about, on top of the fact that they drafted.
Which is crazy because the Panthers have arguably had the best season of late.
And took the Rams, gave the Rams down to all they wanted in the playoffs. And I love
that game had me sweating.
But I do think that they overachieved a bit in certain areas, whereas the Bucs had a horrible year compared to what I think they should have done. Some of that is injuries.
They just fell apart mid-season.
Some of that is turnovers. But
the Panthers got Monroe Freeling, everyone's upsided tackle. Did they draft in the 2nd round? I'm not seeing. Yeah, they did. They got Lee Hunter, one of the best defensive tackles, just a behemoth in the middle of that line to help eat up space. I really like the direction of it. Now, again, like you're saying, everything does rise and fall on the quarterback, and so Bryce Young is an interesting one. I love what I saw from Tyler Shuck at the end of the year, and so I do think the Saints are heading in the right direction as well. it's an interesting division, the NFC South, and it's fun to say that because for a long time they're the laughing stock. Although Drew Brees was great for years. Obviously, the Falcons have been in the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship games. The Bucs, obviously, with Tom, and so it's fun to be in the NFC
Cam
South.
Newton that one time.
Yeah, there you go. I'm excited. I told my wife because
when he did dive on the football.
My wife is a big Ruben Bain person. I was like, babe, he's at the division. We can go see him every year because he plays guaranteed in Atlanta every year. And so
at least once.
I love it. Is there any other thing else that you want to hit real quick? I know we're trying to keep this around 20, 30 minutes at the 30-minute mark.
Let me just peek at the first round.
Want to talk about Caleb's Steelers getting cooked on Makai Lemon? That Makai Lemon thing is crazy. He's on the phone with Pittsburgh, and he goes, "Hey, why is Philly calling me?" Have you seen this?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just why to me.
Did you see the illusion that it was? It's like improper behavior from the Steelers.
What?
That they're not allowed to be on because they're not technically on the
one
clock.
pick away. Yeah, they were like 1 pick away.
So it's technically not.
They got
allowed.
They got caught.
So could you imagine missing the pick and being punished? That'd be crazy.
That would be insane.
As I look, I just want to in the second round. I really do love. I love what the Browns did, and what's wild about the Browns is I feel like every year people say the Browns did okay in the draft, and they're still the Browns. It's just a cursed franchise to me. But I like what the Browns did. I like what the Chargers did, adding Akeem Mesidor, tremendous value for that team. 25. Now that's the one team where the 25-year-old could go, and it's okay that he's 25. Like he's on it. They're on a win now timeline. And that's just great value in the 20s, adding 3 from the 3-4.
Yep.
And so him with Slaughter, bolstering that line. Obviously, everything depends on them being healthy.
Yeah.
And Herbert wondering if he has like demons in the playoffs.
As long as he's not seeing ghosts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
that's horrible.
I love those picks. And D'Angelo Pond's going pretty high. Into the Jets, the corner from Indiana was kind of wild.
Yeah, Miami boy.
Yeah. And Mendoza, does he start over under 8.5 games? Under 8 games?
They got Kirk.
They got Kirko Chains, your boy.
Chains.
Swag sir.
If that's not the most like
perfect fit
match between Kirk and Fernando Mendoza,
man.
But I think under. What do you think, Zach?
I'm going to go under. And the reason why I say under is I think that Kirk is going to start. And I think that Kirk, not injured, will be good enough to play games for the Raiders.
All right.
I think that he was looking pretty good towards the end of the season for the Falcons. And I think last season, not this past season, the season before, I think he just played through an injured shoulder because he knew he had somebody underneath him who was going to take his spot, so he didn't want to leave.
And he's got a real play caller now.
Yeah, I think Kirk will be good.
I do want to hit 2 quick things.
Go for it.
Notre Dame, 2 running backs in the first round.
Yeah.
How crazy is it? You're the backup first round pick,
and you didn't even
at a position that it's not like a rotational.
And you didn't even make the playoffs.
That's crazy.
Who? On the spot, who's your offensive, defensive rookies of the year? The last couple offensive rookies, Tet McMillan last year, Jaden Daniels, CJ Stroud, Garrett Wilson, Jamar Chase, Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Dak Prescott, Todd Gurley, Odell Beckham. That's offense. Defense, you had Aaron Darnold, Marcus Peters, Joey Bosa, Marshawn Lattimore, Shaq Leonard, Nick Bosa, Chase Young, Michael Parsons. So, there are big names who win this award.
Yep.
Right now, just on a glance, who is your offensive and defensive rookie of the year?
Offensive rookie of the year will be Jeremiah Love.
Ooh, even though you hate the pick. So he's going to have a good year.
I hate
don't
the pick.
Like the pick.
It won't account to wins, but he'll have incredible stat lines because he'll get the ball a ton.
Okay.
In the passing game as well. And defensive player of the year will be Caleb Downs.
Ooh.
And even if his season is comparable to someone else, he plays in Dallas, so he'll get all the media.
Zach, any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to be a total homer. Zachariah Branch, offensive player of the year, offensive rookie of the year.
Offensive rookie of the year and leading the league in arrests. So that's going to be great.
He's going to
lead all rookies in arrests.
He's going to lead all rookies in touchdowns.
Ooh, whoa.
That is my official prediction.
All right. For offense, what about defense?
Defense, I can't remember his first name. Terrell is
Avion. Oh, you're going both.
Terrell.
Atlanta goes offensive and defensive.
I wasn't the most locked into this draft this year.
Yeah, you're on your anniversary trip.
I was. Shout out.
Lindsay Cheatham.
But I will say it'll be interesting to see him play for the Falcons as well.
Okay.
It'll be a lot of fun.
What about you, Mike? Who do you got?
For defense, I do think it's easy to take Ruben Bain. For as much flack as I gave the man, this is going to be crazy for the pod. I do like where he landed. I think Sonny Styles is going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year because of the system he's in with Dan Quinn. You guys are both Falcons guys. The defense, he does know how to run a defense.
Oh, for sure.
And so I like Sonny Styles being able to command that defense. I think that they are over the moon. And what's wild, not really talked about. I haven't heard many people mention him. So I like Sonny Styles. Here's the hot take. You could call it Homer. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Carson Beck.
Ooh.
Carson Beck will be the starter for the Arizona Cardinals for at least 13 games this year. If not start the season.
Yeah.
He's 6'4".
Yeah,
The best game Carson Beck had as a Miami Hurricane was the semifinal against Ole Miss. Do you know where that game was played? In Arizona. He was dotting up in those last two. He had to go ahead touchdown drives in the fourth quarter and was lighting dudes up. Best game he had. I think Carson, 6'4", in that system, he's the top pick of the third round. He's gonna play because they're talking about Brissett is demanding more money. Yep. If I'm the Cardinals, bye. If we lose a lot, that's great because we'll just draft another quarterback. I'm not saying Carson's going to win a lot of games, but I think he'll win Rookie of the Year because I think he'll throw for 3,400 yards and 25 touchdowns. Carson Beck. And resurrect. Zach will be a Marvin Harrison Jr. guy.
Oh.
Hey, that helps your Jeremiah Love pick. I didn't know you were going there.
Young goat.
But I like Carson to Arizona. And crazy about Carson, I think he's experienced the heights of social media and fame, the Cavender twins, Georgia, Lamborghinis, transferring. He's experienced the depths of it with losing the Cavender twin, with losing his Lamborghini, with losing Georgia, going to Miami. You didn't hear a peep from Carson when he got drafted in third. We've tried to Google find stuff. He didn't have a party, I don't think. He wasn't on social media. I think that he's taking it really serious. And I think that Miami and Mario Cristobal really helped rehabilitate him in football. And so I think that he's in a good headspace. Carson Beck, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, that one will break the internet. The only guy I'll say that I'm rooting for is Jamal McCoy. I know there's reporting around his knee and issues.
Did you hear about this guy?
No.
But
he was the Tennessee cornerback who hurt himself.
Yeah, he's
didn't play this year. He was arguably a top 10 talent. Everybody.
What round did he drop to?
The fifth
fourth.
Or sixth, fourth?
Oh, wow. 101st overall to the Raiders.
He was every mock had him in the first round, and he dropped to the fourth round.
Yep. He went 101 to Las Vegas.
But it's because of the injury, and it's not even the injury he had. What I heard is that there's a potential second surgery.
Yeah,
he has a degenerative issue with his knee, some cartilage thing that they're projecting he'll need a second surgery, and then that'll cost him a year, and then the next one after that would be potentially career-ending. But I'm rooting for that guy. So, but we'll see. It'll be fun to pull this up and then gloat in front of these guys when I'm right.
Dude, nice having you on the pod, man. A little reaction.
Yeah,
thanks for having me.
Zach.
Absolutely excited to hang out.
Sideline Theory, NFL Draft.
Joining the pod.
There you go.
All right, man. You drop that beat.
Appreciate you guys.